Okay.
There we go.
All right. Welcome, everybody. And thanks for tuning in. If you're watching the recording, we're glad you're here. Tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit about Vitalbiome and X Factor. My name's Kristen, and I got started with Plexus. It's been 7 years now. And I just started on the triplex combo, which at the time it wasn't even a combo, but it's the Slim, the ProBio 5, and the BioCleanse. And after 28 days on those products, I was having health issues clear up that I didn't even know I was going to have clear up. So I stayed on the product. My husband joined in. We ended up having our kids get on it. And through all of that, we've had digestive issues clear up. We weren't expecting that to happen. We weren't looking for that, but we're grateful. And we've had skin issues clear up, from rosacea to psoriasis to, those are the main two things, which were a big deal. We didn't know that was going to happen. Acid reflux gone, no more need for Tums, sleep issues gone. All of these things were just surprises. And we learned that there's so much more to Plexus than just weight loss or, getting thin or whatever, losing fat. There's so many issues that are linked to blood sugar, inflammation, and gut health. So that's my story and why I'm still here with the company, because I love the products and we keep seeing lives changed. So we're going to talk about X Factor and Vitalbiome. Who's going to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Okay. So X Factor Plus and X Factor are both multivitamins. I'm not going to go into X Factor as much as I am going to go into X Factor Plus. I'll hit on some of the differences at the end, but X Factor Plus is a fully methylated multivitamin with aloe, and all pieces of that are very important. So what is a fully methylated vitamin? I did not know what that was. I've learned about what MTHFR is, and it's an enzyme in your body that's responsible for converting folate in your diet into activated folate. Now, why is that important? Because almost 50% of the population doesn't have that ability. It's a genetic anomaly that people can't do that conversion. Now, we're going to learn in just a few minutes why that's important. But aloe is very important in healing. And most people know that because we're all familiar. Most of us are from the South, and we've had sunburns and we put aloe on it, or we've had burns on the stove, we put aloe on it. But taken internally, it helps your body absorb nutrition up to 300% more. That's huge. So whatever you're taking in now, once you add aloe to it, it makes it even that much more absorbent. And the aloe that's used is from Costa Rica and Mexico. So it's the highest grade of aloe in the world because it's grown on volcanic ash. So it's really important for people with thyroid issues to have aloe and to have X Factor Plus and to have it fully methylated for their thyroid issues and for menopause symptoms. So there's two main things, and then I'll go into a couple of other things that X Factor Plus really helps with. One of the big ones is we've got clinical studies that it helps with menopause and all the menopausal symptoms. Why does it do that? Because of the grapeseed extract. Grapeseed extract helps with hot flashes. It also helps with anxiety and for those of us that don't sleep really very deeply. So for thyroid, this is where you get the most help. It has selenium in it, which helps with the production of T4, which is thyroxine, and it helps it convert to T3. So if you have thyroid problems, usually you have problems with this conversion from T4 to the more active form of T3. It also has, X Factor Plus also has zinc in it. Now, this is really important for people with thyroid. It's also important in fighting one of those viruses that's out there right now. It really helps with your absorption. And if you're not absorbing zinc, then you almost always have thyroid problems. I didn't know that. That was kind of an interesting thing. Hair loss attributed to hypothyroidism may not improve with thyroid hormone replacement unless you add zinc supplements. Also, biotin, which is in X Factor Plus, also helps with hair regrowth in addition to zinc. So there's several things that are just targeted, like molybdenum, that's hard to say, is really important for thyroid. Boron helps with the conversion of thyroid hormone. Copper helps with T4. All of those are part of the thyroid regimen, thyroid hormones. Chromium, again, chromium is in slim, but it plays an important part in T4, which is the amino acid, in the metabolism of the amino acids, which is part of thyroid. Now, here's an interesting thing if you're ever wondering about thyroid and diabetes, they're under that endocrine umbrella. Diabetes is blood sugar control. It runs thyroid hormones. Thyroid hormones also run a lot of the other hormones. So they're all linked together, which is why when you have a problem with diabetes or thyroid, you go to an endocrinologist. They're under the same doctor type. Okay, so X Factor Plus also has magnesium in it, and calcium and magnesium must be balanced, and it's real important during menopause to balance those, because if you have too much calcium, the thyroid hormones become diminished. Magnesium is the regulator of calcium absorption and utilization. So thiamine, which is one of the B vitamins, it helps with changing carbs into energy. It also helps with the digestion of proteins and fats. And it helps with the proper release of hydrochloric acid into your stomach. So most people with Hashimoto's have low stomach acid or do not release enough stomach acid. So X Factor Plus has 100% of the chromium and zinc, as well as 250% of vitamin D3. So again, D3 is another one of those vitamins that's really important when you're fighting off any viruses. There's D3 and there's zinc that we all need to really kind of beef up on to fight and to build immune system besides our gut health. Some studies have shown that 80% of the people who have hypothyroidism are deficient in D3. So that's one of the studies that they do when you have a thyroid panel run too. So, okay, so the other thing that's in X Factor Plus is it's very high in B12. A lot of people with energy problems have B12 shots, but ours is high in B12. It helps with hair and nails. It helps with your iron levels, night vision, and it promotes mental clarity. So here's a couple of the differences between X Factor Plus and X Factor. X Factor Plus should be taken with food. X Factor, you do not have to. X Factor Plus It has 19 nutrients compared to the 10 in X Factor. And X Factor Plus also contains 650% more bioactive forms of key nutrients than X Factor. And I typically take X Factor Plus, but it is hard to remember to take it with food. So if you're one of those that struggles with getting something in the middle of the day or taking it with food, it's always okay to move over to X Factor and still build your health with that. X Factor Plus also has trace minerals and polyphenols that help with gut health. X Factor does not. X Factor Plus also contains more aloe and black currant, and both of those help with the with absorption. And black currant is a natural source of iron, so it doesn't have added iron to it like a lot of vitamins may add iron to it. It has a natural source of iron. And X Factor Plus also contains natural chlorophyll, and that's the green color. So that concludes the X Factor Plus and a little bit of X Factor.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. I am going to talk about Vitalbiome, which is our True Blue probiotic product. And of course, we hear gut health is so important, and it's so important to take care of your trillions of microbes in your gut, because 70% of your immune cells live in your gut, and 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut. Also, these gut microbes secrete neurotransmitters like GABA and dopamine. Need that. The gut microbes produce essential nutrients like vitamins B12, folate, and K. Gut microbes aid nutrient digestion and absorption. And certain gut microbes have the ability to reduce stress and tension. So it's so important to take care of our microbiome in our guts. And because every day it's under attack, and it's at the risk of being imbalanced. We have processed foods, we have artificial sweeteners, we have lack of sleep and stress in our lives, which can make your gut imbalanced, which in turn can cause lots of different issues like digestive issues and bloating and constipation and all of those things. So it's so important to have a really good probiotic. 60% of adults in North America, it's increasingly common for adults to have an issue with an imbalanced gut. So 60% of North America deal with that. And indications of an imbalanced gut: occasional bad breath, bloating, gas, all the things we talked about, constipation and moodiness. Those are indications that your gut is out of balance. And a lot of probiotics that people buy off the shelves, they might say they have a high CFU count of probiotics in it, but they use cheap and ineffective strains that have little impact on the microbiome. So what is Vitalbiome? We have 8 probiotic strains in Vitalbiome. 2 of those are psychobiotic strains, which means that they help your mental health as well. I'm not going to name all 8 of them because I will severely mess them up when I try to say them. I can say a few of them. But they help. These 8 strands are clinically studied to support improved health and mood. And they reduce feelings of stress, nervousness, and tension. So those are some of the primary benefits of Vitalbiome. Like I just said, helps reduce feelings of stress, nervousness, and tension, promotes relaxation, we'll take it, stabilizes stress hormones, improves your mood, helps reduce bloating, supports your immune and digestive systems, and reduces occasional GI discomfort. And what I also like about Vitalbiome, it was tested. They did a test, a vitro study where they kind of simulate the gut, and they put our Vitalbiome, put it to the test in there, and they showed that there were several of the beneficial probiotics that were increased in that study. So like lactobacillus up to 418% it was increased. There was another that was 157% increase, and so on. So it was clinically proven to increase your good microbes in your gut. So I talked about the 2 psychobiotic strands, which are very important in my world because I need less stress and less anxiety. So what's the difference between Vitalbiome and ProBio 5? I hear that all the time. Vitalbiome, like I said, is our true blue probiotic product. It's got the 8 strands, 7 billion CFU probiotics in it. Our ProBio 5 has that awesome, powerful enzyme blend, as well as grapeseed extract, and it's truly designed to help weed out that overgrowth of yeast that can really wreak havoc on your gut. So the ProBio 5 is really great for weeding that out and breaking down that yeast, but you also need lots of great probiotics thrown in your gut too to seed that gut. So take both. I take both. I love both of them. I take, obviously ProBio 5 is at night when I take that before bed, but Vitalbiome I take in the morning. The bottle says to take 1. I actually take 2, which is totally fine. It's probiotics is great. When I first started, I found that taking it in the morning made me a little bit tired because it was relaxing me. So for a little while, I had to take it at night, which is fine too. It's best on an empty stomach, but I would take it at night till my body got used to it. And now I've switched to the morning. What's really neat and sets ours apart is that Vitalbiome is in a delayed release capsule, like a veggie capsule. And it shows that our capsules can, they take 45 minutes to dissolve, while a traditional capsule takes less than 30 minutes. So it's protecting our probiotics all the way down to our intestinal tract. So it's not releasing them too soon. It's getting to where it needs to go. So that is a big thing when you're looking at probiotics. So I think that's all I got. I love Vitalbiome. It has greatly added to my anti-anxiety regimen. I don't take any meds, thankfully, anymore due to the Plexus products, but Vitalbiome was a great addition for me when it came out a couple of years ago, I believe. So 2 of them a day keeps the doctor away for me. Anyway,
awesome.
So I guess anybody want to discuss or say anything about those or ask a question?
That was lots of great info. Thank you guys. You ladies.
Melissa, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I was feverishly taking notes. I love all the information about all that stuff. Some of it I know, but some of it I don't. So it's all good.
Always need a refresher.
Sometimes it's good. I mean, you can read it, but sometimes it's good to hear it
Right.
and hear how some people place more emphasis on one part than another part.
Yeah, I always pick up something different when
Yeah.
people talk about it.
Yeah. Very interesting. 2 of my favorites. I used to take, well, X Factor was all we had at first, and I loved it. I totally noticed a difference in my energy with X Factor. And X Factor Plus, it took me a little bit to get on it because, like you said, you have to pick it with food. I was always forgetting. So I did X Factor for a little while, even when X Factor Plus came out. But now I'm good. I'm on the Plus.
Yeah, I haven't figured this out yet, but for some reason it helps me breathe better. And I can, like 2 to 3 hours after taking it, it seems like my breathing just kind of clears and opens up. So I've been looking for bits and pieces of information of what is it that does that, but it's just interesting. So, but I definitely can tell a difference in my mental clarity when I'm taking it. If I forget, then I notice that. And mental clarity is my thing, right?
Me too. That's good. Well, good.
Okay. Well, good. Well, thanks everybody for hopping on.
Thank y'all
We
for doing.
enjoyed it.
Thank
All right.
you.
Yeah.
Y'all take care.
All
Bye.
right. Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye.
Y'all too.